Hey everybody, so excited. Today we're talking about meditation and mindfulness with a special guest, Kitty Coy. She's going to tell you all the ways that you can practice mindfulness and meditation, how easy it can be. You don't even need anything to do it, and there are so many benefits. Let's get started. Welcome to the Enhance Your Health podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Green, and you can join us each week where you will learn practical ways to enhance your overall health, physical and mental, along with special guest episodes from experts around the world. New episodes out each week on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for tips and action steps so that you can become the master of your health and life. And remember, this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. You should always check with a healthcare professional before trying any new health protocol. It's time to enhance your health. Everybody, so excited. I am here today, Dr. Michelle Green, and today we have an amazing guest and meditation expert, Kitty Coy. Kitty Coy is the founder of UBU Health and Wellness Coaching. She is a mental fitness coach specializing in stress reduction. She's passionate about supporting people through every step of their wellness journey. She graduated from CU Boulder with double bachelor's degrees in Integrative Physiology and Psychology with a minor in Neuroscience. And after college, she spent a decade in clinical neuroscience research before she decided to start coaching people through their wellness journey. Her research background allows her to take a scientific approach to health and wellness topics, which I love when you can marry the two. And UBU's mission is to provide hands-on coaching and support to help people live the healthiest and happiest lives possible. So excited. Thank you so much for joining us, Kitty.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here.
So let's get started with our quote of the week. This week's quote is by Pema Chodron. She's an author and American Buddhist monk. The quote is, "Meditation is a process of lightening up, of trusting the basic goodness of what we have and who we are, and of realizing that any wisdom that exists in what we already have. We can lead our life so as to become more awake to who we are and what we're doing, rather than trying to improve or change or get rid of who we are or what we're doing. The key is to wake up, to become more alert, more inquisitive, and curious about ourselves." That is such a great quote, and today we are going to learn about meditation and mindfulness. What is the difference between the two, and how you can apply it to your life and receive the benefits that meditation can offer you. So Kitty, let's get started. Since you are a meditation expert and mindfulness expert, and hang on, I'm gonna redo that really quick. All right, so Kitty, let's get started. Tell us a little bit about your journey to meditation and how that's shaped and impacted your life today and what you do.
Awesome. I love that question because it's a really funny story. So I used to be super stressed out all the time when I was in college and for many years after. And living in Boulder, every time I would talk about being stressed, everyone's like, well, you should meditate. And even my doctors were telling me to meditate. Initially resisted, wondering how sitting quietly could ever help me feel less stressed. And just kept thinking, getting stuff done will help me be less stressed. Like, what is sitting quietly going to do? And so finally, I tried it once or maybe a few times, and honestly, I hated it. I'm super high energy, so it was really tough for me to just sit still. I, had this preconceived notion that meditation was just about stopping your thoughts. And I had a million thoughts going through my head, as is very common once you quiet down. And so I judged myself for having those thoughts and not being able to stop my thoughts. I decided I wasn't good at meditation and that it wasn't for me. So it was many, many years before I attempted to meditate again. Then I met my husband, Guthrie, who is an avid meditator. When we met, he was meditating for 45 to 60 minutes every single day. Yeah, it's just amazing. And so when he suggested I meditate, I gave him all of my objections and all the reasons why meditation wasn't for me. And he pointed out that the purpose of meditation is about getting out of your head and into your body and just being present with yourself in a compassionate, loving, non-judgmental way. Knowing that I had struggled a little bit with traditional meditation, he introduced me to active meditations, like a five senses nature walk where you just walk and you look at the sights and listen to the sounds, and that's all you focus on. And he also introduced me to some really amazing guided meditations. And through those activities, I felt so calm and peaceful, and it felt really great. So I started meditating more regularly. And now I teach others how to meditate and have my own daily practice. My husband made a joke once about a year ago, and he's like, if you told me 7 years ago that you would be a meditation coach, I would have laughed and said, absolutely no way. And so I've really come full circle on meditation.
That's amazing. And I think a lot of people see and feel that resistance too, especially I feel like the more busy you are, the less you want to slow down. That's such an inspiring story for anybody struggling with meditation. If you can do it, we all can do it.
Exactly. And the real secret I've learned of productivity over time is sometimes you've got to slow down to speed up. And it seems very counterintuitive when you're used to going really fast. However, it's so true. When you take a few minutes for yourself in the morning or whatever point in the day to meditate, you have a more productive, more efficient, like happier, healthier day. So it really works.
Wow, that's awesome. What you kind of mentioned a little bit, but what is meditation? How would you define it?
Yeah. So meditation is the practice of using your conscious awareness, your thoughts, to focus on being present as an observer of your thoughts. So it's kind of counterintuitive. However, you just look at your thoughts and your emotions and your physical sensations, like your feelings in your body, and you experience your thoughts from like a third person's perspective. So you can look at them a little bit more objectively. So it's kind of like taking yourself out of your thoughts instead of just having your thoughts, you think about them as they come up. And by putting yourself as that observer, you can choose how you want to react to those thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Bringing awareness to your thoughts during meditation allows you to recognize them more readily when they come up in your daily life outside of meditation. So practicing meditation really is helpful in your everyday life. And if you find yourself thinking about what you have to do later today and that anxiety comes up, in that meditation, you can just acknowledge that you're feeling anxiety, accept that your anxiety is coming up, and let it go by focusing your awareness back on your breath. So as more thoughts come up, because they inevitably will, you just simply let them go and come back to focusing on your breath. And every time you kind of go into your thoughts and you come back, it's just like a bicep curl. So you're just getting better awareness and better practice at noticing your thoughts quickly and then just coming back to being present in your body and focusing on your breath. And a little secret that I learned is even avid meditators have a lot of thoughts that come up. I was listening to a podcast once and someone's talking to a Buddhist monk and they're like, I've been practicing meditation for 35 years, and for the past few years it's actually getting harder and harder, and I'm having more and more thoughts. So have faith that it does, thoughts do come up, and even the most practiced meditators do still experience thoughts that come up. Don't be so judgmental on yourself. I think a lot of people believe that meditation, and I said this earlier, meditation is about clearing your mind and stopping your thoughts. And it's more just about being present and quiet in yourself and then kind of seeing what comes up. And when you close your eyes and focus inward and you're kind of turning off your outward senses like your sights and things like that, you really are left with just your thoughts and emotions. And so sitting with the thoughts and feelings that arise can give you clarity potentially on where they're coming from, what's triggering them. And you can actually like kind of try it on and see like, well, do I want to feel that anxiety? And you can kind of see if it suits you. And with lots of practice, you can actually say, no, that anxiety doesn't suit me right now. And so as soon as you recognize it, you can let it go and you don't have to identify with that thought or feeling anymore. It no longer defines you.
Wow, that is so powerful. Are there different types of meditation? Because notice you mentioned active meditation and guided meditation. What different types of meditation are there for people?
Yeah, so there are so many different types of meditation. It's actually impossible to list them all. However, they fall in two main categories. There's active meditations, which I talked about, like the five senses nature walks. Really, you could do it anywhere, just the five senses walking, coloring, shower meditations. I do shower meditations every day and basically let all of your thoughts and feelings and emotions that aren't serving you right now go down the drain with the water. And so it's really nice way to start your day. It's just kind of calm, relaxing, and that is a form of meditation. And then the other kind of meditation is passive or like stationary meditations. This is more traditionally what people think about, which is guided meditation. There's a loving kindness meditation, sound meditation, chakra meditation, there's body scans, mantra meditation. The list goes on and on and on. And the most simple type of meditation is breath awareness. And that's simply where you just focus on your breath. And as you kind of just clear your mind and you pay attention to your breath. And so as thoughts come into your head, you just say, oh, thank you for showing me that my awareness is not on my breath when you find yourself thinking in a thought. And then you just come back to your breath. And really focusing on the inhale and the exhale and, basically watching the breath fill your lungs and just thinking about and focusing on the aspects of where do you feel your breath. Some people feel it in their lungs, some people feel it in their nostrils or their throat, anywhere really. And then again, every time your mind wanders, you just redirect your thoughts back to your breath. Most people in the United States practice mindfulness meditation, which is where you focus on your breath and use that as an anchor, which is kind of like what I just said. Every time your mind wanders, you anchor yourself back into your breath and bring your awareness to your thoughts and your emotions and kind of view them objectively.
That's really cool. I'm just curious, what is your favorite type of meditation?
I think my favorite type of meditation is a body scan because it really helps me get out of my head and into my body. And so a body scan meditation is you just go, you can either start at the top of your head or the tip of your toes, whatever you prefer, and you just go little bit by little bit. And so if you're starting with your face, you can say, okay, I'm going to relax my jaw and my tongue, and then I'm going to relax my eyes and my cheeks, and then I'm, relaxing my forehead and my scalp, and you just go by body part and you feel those muscles and just relax. And if you're feeling tension in those muscles, you can just kind of breathe into that space and just consciously say, you can relax to those muscles. And if you're having trouble feeling those muscles, you can actually like squeeze them. And that really brings your attention awareness and really allows you to relax in that. And you go from one end of your body to the other very slowly, just breathing in relaxation and breathing out the tension that you're holding. And I do this you can do this anytime, anywhere. And it's really nice. I often do it as soon as I lay in bed. I will start relaxing my body and getting ready for sleep.
As you were saying all that, I felt all those parts relaxing. I just felt so relaxed when you were explaining that. So thank you. A lot of people, I feel, have misconceptions about meditation because when they say or think of meditation, they think that maybe they have to be a Buddhist monk or they have to have special equipment or something like that. For all the listeners out there, who can practice meditation, and is there anything you need to practice meditation?
So everyone can practice meditation, and there is no right or wrong way to meditate. There's so many, like I said, so many different types. And I was even just discussing with my husband, him and I meditate in different ways, even doing the same meditations. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just whatever you find works for you to get into a relaxation state and really just get out of your head. And so it's really natural to get distracted and fidgety and kind of judge yourself. And so just remember that meditation is not about fighting or resisting your feelings and urges. It's about experiencing and allowing them, and then practicing non-judgment. And that's the biggest key, I think, and that's where I went wrong in the beginning, is I judged myself as being bad at meditation and then just kind of gave up on it. And then I learned much later that meditation literally is about not judging yourself for what you're experiencing. And so, as far as what do you need to meditate, you can meditate anytime, anywhere. And most people, they think, oh, I need to have a perfectly quiet space in this beautiful room and a meditation cushion and all of these things. But you don't need anything to meditate. You can even just because meditation is focusing on your breath, you can literally do it while you're waiting for something to cook in the microwave or, cook on the stove. You can just take a few minutes and soften your gaze and just focus on your breathing. You can do it while you stretch. I already talked about in the shower. You can do it while you paint or draw or any activity that you really like that relaxes you. You can focus on your breath during those times. And for beginners, often it's easier to be in a quieter space. However, some people really like meditating in a busy space. So like waiting in line at the grocery store or standing in line at the coffee shop and just taking a few minutes while you're waiting in line to focus on your breathing. What I would encourage people is don't be afraid to try different things out and see what works for you because we're all different.
That is so great how easy it can be for people to do such a beneficial practice. I was looking at this study the other day where I don't know how many participants, I think it was 21 days long, and they looked at the brain, and there were actually brain changes in the people that participate in the study in their brain, which is so amazing. It was in their frontal lobe, which is that higher thinking and reasoning and all of that. I just thought it was so amazing, and it got me even more excited for our interview. What are some of the other benefits for meditation when people practice meditation?
Yeah, the benefits of meditation cannot be understated. It is so amazing. And what's so cool is meditation is an extremely ancient practice. It's been around for thousands of years. And just in the last, 30 years is now research starting to come out and show the benefits that people have been show with science, the benefits that people have been saying all along. The benefits of meditation fall into three main categories. There's physical, mental, emotional, and social benefits. And some of the physical benefits, I think these are the ones that I find to be the most astounding, is meditation lowers your blood pressure. By mitigating stress and anxiety, it actually indirectly reduces your blood pressure and improves blood flow. Meditation also improves, of course, your posture and your body awareness because you're focusing on your body. It increases your immunity and actually increases the number of antibodies in your blood, which is really amazing. In addition, it actually improves hormone regulation. So by reducing stress, it improves your stress response and reduces your stress hormones. However, it also affects all of your other endocrine glands. So it actually positively affects all of your hormone response, which can improve sleep quality, increases your resilience, increases, again, your immune system so you're getting sick less. It actually decreases your hunger by making the hormones that regulate your hunger more effective. And it also decreases pain. And this is one of I think the most practically applicable physical benefit of meditation is the mechanism, as far as I understand, is still unclear, but people who suffer from chronic aches, pains, and headaches report perceiving less pain, and they have greater ability to cope with the pain after implementing a daily meditation routine. What's really amazing before I go on to the other benefits is there have been times in my life where I was experiencing pain. And while I was meditating, I thought about my pain as like a volume knob. And I was just like, I'm just going to turn down the volume on this pain. So I'm feeling less pain right now. And it worked. I actually literally told I told myself and my brain and my body, I'm going to feel less pain. I'm turning down the volume and my pain reduced. So that's what's really cool is the benefits it has for something like chronic pain, which right now is poorly treated. So some of the mental and emotional benefits of meditation are also equally amazing. Is it decreases anxiety. It has extremely strong anti-anxiety benefits. And it allows you, I guess because it allows you a break from your racing thoughts. And so there's one particular study that showed a 40% reduction in anxiety symptoms after 1 month of meditating every day. And I think that was like 15 minutes a day. Yeah, and it also lowers your symptoms of depression and your risk of depression. So, daily meditation might be able to help treat depression, and it really helps. And this is again through stress, reducing stress and anxiety, which are huge triggers that cause depression. Meditation also boosts creativity, which your creative problem solving and your thinking, and just how do you create things as an art, and how do you creatively problem solve in your everyday life. And so because meditation helps you separate your emotions from your work, it really separates you from those negative emotions that hinders your creativity and it kind of causes anxiety. And so you have a more open channel to new ideas and creative problem solving. One of my favorite, and I alluded to this earlier, is boosting productivity. Research has found that meditation actually increases your focus, your concentration, your attention, and improves your ability to multitask. And so, because it helps clear out your mind and focus on the present moment, it gives you a huge productivity boost, and it builds self-esteem and self-awareness, and the list kind of goes on and on. The big social benefits are it actually meditation improves your social well-being, and so it helps people have better relationships because you're getting to have a better relationship with yourself, and you're being more compassionate and loving and understanding of yourself, which relates also to others. And because it teaches you to be more present in the moment, it's so helpful in relationships. People who meditate regularly, one research study showed they had more laughter, more empathy, and more socialness. And I think the very last benefit of meditation is boosting emotional intelligence. And because you're aware of your feelings and your emotions, you're able to process them better. Like I said, that leads to empathy and compassion for others.
That is incredible. Imagine if the whole world meditated like 5 or 10 minutes a day. What a
Yeah,
different world we would live in.
it would be a different world.
So, what are some ways that people can start to put meditation in practice? Just some simple ways to find more resources about it, or to just kind of start now if they wanted to.
Some simple tips for starting a meditation habit is to start small. Literally, just 2 minutes of focusing on your breathing has some positive benefits. So, I really recommend starting with 2 to at maximum 5 minutes a day. The length of the meditation matters much less. The really important thing is consistency. And so, getting a little bit of meditation in every day. And so that's why it's important to focus on ways you create that habit. That's one of the things I help people with in my meditation coaching. And so I also recommend starting with guided meditations. So a guided meditation, so you are listening to an audio recording of someone talking, or sometimes it's a mantra, or sometimes they're leading you on a journey. Whatever it is, sometimes people take you through a body scan. There are literally millions of meditations out there. You can find them on YouTube, and really there's so many different apps. And so during these guided meditations, someone is instructing you to focus what you should focus on. So it's a lot easier to follow them, and you don't get as lost in your thoughts. Guided meditation really is one of my favorite things to do, and a part of my daily practice. I listen to guided meditations, and I also record my own guided meditations, which I provide to my clients.
Yeah, that is so amazing. And you actually do custom guided meditations for your clients, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I offer private meditation coaching. And so in that, you meet with me twice a month for 45 minutes. We kind of talk about what you're doing in your practice, what's working, what's not working. And I take you through a guided meditation. And then based on the feedback that you give me in that session, I actually record a guided meditation just for you based on your feedback. So that's what I really love, is just to make it very accessible and easy for people. A lot of people have their own different preferences, and I want to make it the easiest that I possibly can for somebody to really anchor this habit. So for information about my meditation coaching, you can go to my website. For anyone who's just looking on the very basics, step-by-step instructions on how to do mindfulness meditation, you can check out my blog, which will be linked in the description too.
Great. That's awesome. What an amazing resource that you're offering people. So, we talked about meditation. What is mindfulness then? Are they separate? I know a lot of times we clump them together. Can you tell us a little bit more about what mindfulness is then?
Yeah, absolutely. So mindfulness is the awareness or paying attention in a purposeful way without judgment. Mindfulness is very much about just being present in this moment, and mindfulness can be practiced in any moment, where meditation is really, people often interchange the words meditation and mindfulness, and that's because they're basically two sides of the same coin. They complement each other and often overlap, and yet they're different. Meditation is a term for a practice where you work towards reaching the, basically you focus on nothingness and you're really focusing on stillness, and it's an activity done for a specific period of time, where mindfulness is a practice that involves bringing your awareness to an object or activity in that moment. Mindfulness is about presence, and you can practice it at any moment throughout the day. You can be mindfully eating, you could be mindfully walking, mindfully listening. And so, to sum it up in one sentence, meditation is focusing on no thing, nothing, and mindfulness is focusing on something, something.
I love that. That makes it so simple. I've never heard that before. That's really cool. And mindfulness, the benefits of mindfulness, are they the same as meditation? Are there differences?
Yeah, so the benefits of mindfulness are very, very similar to meditation. It really, they're more focused on the mental and emotional, and then the social versus some of the physical benefits. However, so really the focus is stress reduction, improved happiness, and really feeling better, having creativity. And I think the biggest benefit of mindfulness is just less stress and more joy in any moment in life. Even when things are going hectically and crazy, you can kind of take a step back and just say, "Oh, I'm grateful to be alive." And even if you're, let's say, fighting with somebody like a partner or something like that, you can still, in that moment, you can take a step back and say, "I'm so grateful that I have a partner to fight with right now, and that we care so much about something that we're passionately communicating." So you can really be mindful at any moment, and the benefits are really just joy.
I think we all could use a little bit more of that. That's awesome. So, for the listeners, how can someone practice mindfulness now? How can they incorporate it into their daily life?
Yeah, so there's so many different ways to practice mindfulness, and one of my favorite very simple ways to practice can do today is mindful eating, which is about slowing down and really enjoying your food and being fully immersed in the whole meal experience. And I often find that, most people, and we'll just eat food, we're multitasking, we're doing other things, we're just not even paying attention, and we're just putting food in our mouth, and it's very mechanical. So mindful eating is about just slowing down and really enjoying how great eating things are and how amazing things taste and things like that. So, how you practice mindful eating is you first, as soon as you get your plate, you sit down. Of course, you turn off all of your cell phone, TV, any other distractions. And step one is just look at your food. Notice the beautiful colors and just how pretty the food looks. And when you're ready to take a bite, you put one bite on your utensil, fork, or whatever, and you bring it closer to your face. And instead of just eating it, you put it near your nose and just kind of take a moment to smell how good it smells and really appreciate it. And then you put the bite in your mouth and focused on all the textures and the tastes. And you chew really slowly, focusing your awareness on the deliciousness and the textures of the food, and chew really thoroughly. Like, just for a really long time, continue to enjoy that. And you might even consider putting your fork down between bites. In addition to focusing your five senses on the food you're eating, I also recommend focusing your awareness on gratitude for the food, because so much energy goes into the food that we eat, and so many people had to support us in getting that food onto our plate. And so the farmer had to plant and sow the seeds. The sun and water nourished the seeds. Of course, there's all the processes of the food and harvesting. the truck driver who transported it, the grocery store person who stocked the produce for us. Just taking a moment while we eat to give gratitude for the nourishment your body is receiving. And one thing I love about mindful eating is it's good for your mind and your body. Not only do you enjoy the food more, you actually have better digestion, and because you're eating slower, you don't overeat. And so I just really think it's amazing to practice conscious awareness on your five senses and gratitude while you eat, because it makes you feel so good. This exercise I just talked about of mindful eating is designed to just cultivate heightened awareness and appreciation for a simple daily task that we often just breeze through and totally ignore. And I think it's a really amazing practice. Even if you only did this with the first bite of your meal, like if you don't want to practice this for the whole meal, just doing this for the first bite of every meal, think about the difference that that will make in both your mind and your gratitude and just your body and how much better you'll feel. And it's a really easy practice to integrate in.
That is so cool. I can't wait to try. I'm going to have lunch right after this, and I'm going to do that. And it makes so much sense too, like when you're eating and you want to get in that rest and digest mode so that your body can have better digestion as well. So I'm sure there's definitely benefits with that too.
Yeah, and what's so amazing is these same steps of slowing down, really focusing on your senses and gratitude can be applied to any activity, whether it's walking, gardening. You can even do mindful cleaning, cooking. You can be mindful when you hang out with your friends and family. The power of presence is truly amazing.
Wow. I can't wait to put some of these things into practice. So for people who want more resources to learn more about you and they want to learn more about your meditation coaching and possibly get some extra support from you, where can they find out more about you?
Yeah, so my website is ubuwellnesscoaching.com, and UBU is all spelled out, YOUBEYOU. And I didn't mention this earlier, however, the reason why I named my company UBU Wellness Coaching is I want you to be the best version of you that you can possibly be.
I love that. I love that. And I noticed you mentioned that you are working on a program to help people with stress relief. What is that all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we go into this holiday season, I've already realized that it's going to be really stressful. There's so much additional stressors. I mean, holidays are normally stressful. And then now there's so many additional stressors that they're unprecedented. We've never navigated these waters before. And so I was thinking about that, a month or two ago and created a program called Activate Your Dream Life. It's an 8-week program starting on December 1st. And it is about the first 4 weeks are about stress reduction, especially over the holidays. However, these tools you can take through the rest of your life. Then in January, it's really focused on who are you going to be and how are you going to show up in 2021? Because I think we're all ready to start a new chapter in 2021. And so how are you going to get there? Because we all know that New Year's resolutions and diets and quick fixes don't work. It's about really, my philosophy on health is it's about making these small changes, and it's like baby steps to where you want to go. And I've often heard this saying, small hinges swing big doors. When you really take these tiny steps into where you're going, you might find that it actually launches you into becoming a better version of yourself and helping you evolve into who you want to be. And what's so amazing about this program and some of my coaching services is I work with a really cutting edge technology called Evox, and it actually literally helps you get unstuck in your emotions and in your thoughts, which goes really well with meditation. Evox is a voice mapping software that identifies the underlying emotion and core limiting belief that's holding you back, and then through biofeedback gives your body the exact frequency that it needs to release these stuck patterns permanently. Evox is basically neurosculpting, and it's ideal for those who are stuck in unproductive thoughts, emotions, or behaviors and are ready for life to improve. And they've tried some things and they're not getting any headway. The reason why it's sometimes tough to address those thoughts and emotions and behaviors that are holding you back is they're rooted in the subconscious. And when you do that, when you address them consciously, it's really tough to get into the subconscious. So this Evox, this cutting edge technology, really helps get into your subconscious, and it can work with any subject. It can help you with something you're stuck on so you can feel better, or it can help you with something you're already great at get even better. So it's really whatever you want to improve in your life, whether it's health, relationships, wealth, communication, career, performance, and anything you can think of, this technology can really support you. And in addition to giving you the frequencies you need through biofeedback, it also gives you suggestions of supplements and herbal remedies, affirmations, all sorts of things that support your body in this transformation at this moment. And on top of all of those things, I work with people to really customize their treatment plan so that they can really get the most out of their transformation and to really take leaps and bounds.
Wow, and that's all part of the program?
Yes, that is all part of the program.
What an amazing program. And I love that it's 8 weeks, correct?
Yeah, 8 weeks starting December 1st. And I will likely have some more programs starting in January. My passion is supporting people on the journey of evolving into their highest self. There's only a few seats left in this December program, so I imagine I'll have another one in January to be able to support people more.
I love that. And where can they sign up for this program or learn more about the program?
Absolutely. So that's at my website, again, ubuwellnesscoaching.com/activate.
Cool. I can't wait to check it out. What a great program. I love that you're supporting people through the holidays, which is stressful, and then giving them a strong foundation for 2021. That is so great. Let's go ahead and do our challenge of the week. So, Kitty, do you want to tell them about the challenge of the week this week?
Absolutely. I think you have a couple. We talked about meditation and mindfulness, so I think there's two real good options. I would recommend spending just 5 minutes meditating one time and really just sitting and focusing on your breath. And remember, thoughts are going to come flooding in because as soon as you stop actively thinking and you slow down, your brain kind of jumps in and says, ooh, finally I have time to speak. And a bunch of thoughts will come up and that'll subside. Just be patient and practice non-judgment with yourself. So meditate for 5 minutes, or if you'd prefer, practice mindful eating with one of your meals this week. I really think taking the time to slow down and really savor every bite is really extremely powerful. Maybe practice it Thanksgiving week.
That is a great week to do that one. I love it. I love it. And you can even find meditations, if you prefer to do it guided to start off, that are 5 minutes that you can do. You don't even have to sit there by yourself. You can do a guided meditation to help you.
100%. I do guided meditations that are even as little as 3 minutes that I offer my clients, and you can find a million guided meditations on YouTube alone. There's literally millions.
Wow, that is amazing. I just love the idea. Thanksgiving week, I'm going to practice mindful eating. That's great.
Especially because we tend to, Thanksgiving is so much about gratitude. And so it's just perfectly tied in because it also helps you eat a little bit slower so you don't end up quite so full and uncomfortable.
And you have more leftovers. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kitty, for joining us and sharing your wisdom that can really help benefit everyone. And again, her website is ubuwellnesscoaching.com. Check it out for more meditation and mindfulness tips. You can learn more about her coaching and her program. If you use the /activate, you can learn more about that. I can't wait to learn more about that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. And also check out my website, drmichellegreen.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Dr. Michelle Green, where I share a lot of different health tips there. Join us every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Is there anything else you want to share, Kitty, before we head off?
I think that's it. Just thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's so amazing to get to collaborate with you on this podcast.
Thank you so much. If you're listening and you know that this could help somebody, please remember to share it and like, subscribe, review. We appreciate all of it. Thanks again, Kitty, and it's time to enhance your health.